What's going on, everybody? This is Scott, also known as Cha-Ching King, and I appreciate you tuning in today. I have a great video for you. I'm going to talk about the 10 things that I wish I had known back when I started selling online. My wife and I have been selling online since 1999. We've been doing it full time since 2018. We have passed up $350,000 in total sales. We've learned a lot along the way. Some of the things we've learned, I really wish we had known back when we got started. Up until about 2018, we really sold just a little bit. I mean, we probably didn't make $100 a month. In 2018, we decided this was going to be our full-time job, and we started taking it really, really seriously. I'm not going to make you wait until number 10 for me to tell you the most important thing we've learned. I'm going to start with number 1. The most important thing that we've learned is to not sell ourselves short. Our original goal, which we thought was lofty, was to cover our $15 a month store fee. And I still remember the day Melody and I were driving, and I told her, I think we could do $100 a day. And Melody was just, she broke out laughing. That seemed like such a lofty number from where we were at that point. It isn't that we didn't believe in ourselves. We didn't realize the potential that exists in selling online. We just didn't realize it. And if I could back up and tell myself that, when we thought $15 a month, which was our original store fee, we thought that was a stretch. And the $100 a day we didn't even believe could possibly happen. Last year we averaged right at $10,000 a month. And I really want you to hear it. Don't sell yourself short. When you're setting what you think is a lofty goal, it might not be. Hang on tight, let's get to the others. One of the first mistakes that we made was with some little leather wrap bracelets. They weighed about 2 ounces. And so we listed those because I bought a bunch of them. And we paid 19 cents a piece, and we listed them for like $3.50 with free shipping. Because we thought an envelope at the time was like 55 cents. We can pop that thing in an envelope and have it be on its way. What we didn't realize is that when you walk into the post office with something that isn't flat and try to ship it, it's going to cost a fortune. And believe it or not, we held off probably 2 months before we got on eBay and figured out how to ship. One of the biggest mistakes we made was not taking advantage of the agreements that eBay has made with the United States Postal Services for discounts. And so lesson number 2 is be aware of how to ship on eBay. If you're uncomfortable with that, I will be covering that very soon in an upcoming video, and I'm going to do it like I've done my other beginning series videos, and I'm going to break it down to the very, very smallest components so that you can ship it home without having to carry it into the post office and pay crazy prices. The next one is a warning that we were so worried about stepping into online sales, and that is scammers. I'm here on the other end of the screen, and I'm going to ask you, how many videos have you seen advertised on YouTube? How many times have you seen it mentioned on Instagram about the scammers out there? They do exist, but they are not a big part of what we do. If I could back up in time and tell my earlier self how it really works, you're not going to be dealing with scammers all the time. When you first start selling on eBay, they're going to try and target you a little bit. And there are some very simple things that you can do to protect yourself. Let me tell you what those are, and then I really don't think scammers are going to be a big part of your online reselling life. 1, don't talk to them outside of the eBay platform. If you ever get a message and says, hey, call me here or let me work, no. Keep all your conversations on the eBay platform. Don't do any business outside of the eBay platform. You're going to get some people that will say, hey, I need you to change the address. Don't do that. That's a way for them to bypass it, and they can say that they never got it. Another really simple scam that they try to pull on brand new people is they're going to try and overpay you for something. That doesn't happen in real life. You're not going to get an offer that's more than your asking price from anybody that legitimately wants to do business with you. But back to scammers. Been on eBay for a long time. We do 2,000 to 3,000 transactions a year, and it is less than 2% of my whole business that I get a return on. And the vast majority of that 2%, well, it's actually like 1.7%, the vast majority of those, they're not scammers. They're just people that the shirt didn't fit and they're looking to get a return. Scammers aren't going to be a big part of your life. And if you're new, you need to hear that because it won't be a thing. The other one that it kind of goes back to shipping at home instead of the post office, you need to have basic supplies at the house. And by basic supplies, I mean you need a printer so that you can print your shipping label. You need tape so that you can tape your shipping label down or close your packages. You need some poly mailers and a few boxes. Depending upon how much you ship, just a very few. The most important tool I think you need, other than your smartphone, is you need a scale. And the scale we use is right at $25. And if you're worried about it, I'll link the very basic tools in my description. And it's the same ones that I use. I would never recommend anything that have tape stuck to me. Regular shipping Joe. I would never recommend anything to you that I'm not using myself or have used myself. Eventually, yes, there's all kinds of things that you can add. You can add a label printer and you can add a shipping station. There's all kinds of things you can add, but you don't need it to get started. In the same vein with the shipping, you need to know the difference between United States Postal Service Priority Mail and United States Postal Service First Class. Most everything you ship, unless you're doing big items, are going to go on one of those two. Priority, first class. If it is under a pound, that's first class. If it's over a pound, use priority. And it's not more complicated than that unless you make it more complicated than that. If the packages are small, which is 12 by 12 by 12, if they get bigger than that, some other things kick in. But if you're selling used clothing and small items, priority, over a pound, first class, under a pound, which is why that scale is so important. One of the things that we struggled with when we started, and we still struggle with to this day because it just happens to you, time management. It is so easy to have this illusion of tons of free time. But if you build a schedule into your business, you're going to be far more effective. You'll get more listings done, you'll get more things photographed, and you'll still have more time for other things. It doesn't have to eat up everything that you do. But be willing, if you're going to be your own boss, to build a schedule that works not only for your business, but for your life. And that was a huge deal for us. We still have times where we don't follow it like we should. And I guess that's part of the joy of being your own boss. But a schedule makes all the difference and makes sure that your business is efficient and runs well. There are a few no-nos that you need to be aware of. Not tons. This is not a negative, I wish I had known this before everything in my life got canceled. There's just a few no-nos. One of those is there's a few brands that you don't want to sell their stuff, you don't want to use their name. It just makes your life easier. And if you look up the word VeRO, which is VeRO, verified rights owners, basically who owns that word. So if you use the word 1Z, that doesn't belong to you, and you're going to get tagged for it eventually. Don't use the word Velcro. Don't use the word Xerox. Don't sell OtterBox. Don't sell Beachbody. There's a list of them, but just don't use them. Don't sell them, don't use them, and you'll avoid a lot of those people that are going to come after you and say, hey, you're not allowed to use our name, you're not allowed to use our image. And on image is the second no-no, and it's the easiest one for you to avoid having a problem with. Don't use stock photos that aren't specifically in eBay's catalog for you to use. In other words, you find this very nice top, they sell it at the mall, and they've got a beautiful picture of the model and everybody else looks like they're using it. Don't use that picture. Take your own pictures. There are a lot of companies that will come after you because you don't own that image. And it's such an easy thing to avoid, especially when you're getting started. Just assume somebody else owns the rights to that image and take your own, and you'll have a lot better time. One of the other mistakes that we made was undervaluing our items. And you need to learn how to figure out what the comps are. You're going to hear that word a lot. If you dive into this, you're going to hear the word comps. And all that means is if you're selling this shirt and you look online, you need to know what it actually sells for. Melody and I, when we first started, a lot of times we would price ours everything on the low end. And turns out a lot of the things that we sold were legitimately worth more than that. Would have sold for more than that if we had simply asked for more than that. Here's how you find comps. Get on the eBay app, either on your phone or on the computer. And if you're going to look up a shirt, look up and see how many of them are listed. Are there, let's say there's 100 listed. And then I look at how many sold. And let's say that there's 200 sold and only 100 listed. That's really, really good sell-through rate. And then I want to see how much are they actually selling for. I don't care what people have listed them for. If everybody listed it for $1 million, it doesn't make this shirt worth $1 million. If all of them sold for $20, it's a $20 shirt. But if you know that it's a $20 shirt, you don't have to take 15. And remember, you've already put the time in of finding it, buying it, photographing it, listing it. Make sure you get a fair price. So don't undervalue your items. I can't tell you how many times that we did that. Another one that I want to talk to you about is inventory management. When you have 3 things listed, that's not a big deal. You know where those 3 things are. But what happens is as you're listing items, it's going to sneak up on you. And then one day, your cha-ching is going to go off. You sold something, you're super excited, and then you can't find it. And so I'm telling you right now, get a tub, a certain shelf where you know things are going to be. This is shelf A, and here's shelf 1, 2, 3. I've got tub A, tub B, tub C, and put that in the SKU of the item that you've listed so that when that glorious sound goes off, you can find the item. Because if you can't find the item and you got to cancel a sale, that's awful. It's awful for you, it's awful for the customer, it's awful for eBay. So inventory management may not seem like a big deal when you're first getting started, but that's the time to fix it. That's the time to start good habits of as soon as it's listed, you put it in the SKU where it is and you put it up, and you're going to have a lot better business model and a lot smoother when it comes time to ship. One of the other things that I would like to mention, and it's an easy button to turn on, is to turn on global shipping. I wouldn't do that immediately. I wouldn't do that on my first 10 items or so. But once you've got 10 or 15 feedback in your account, I would turn on global shipping. I think I've had 1 return in all of the years that they've been doing global shipping. 1 return. It's super easy to do because you're not shipping it out of the country. Depending upon where you live, like I live in Texas, we ship it to Kentucky. They take care of it. eBay takes care of it for shipping it from Kentucky to whatever country that it's going to. Turn on global shipping. For us, I would say that it added 5% to our business. That's just extra business. It's stuff that it wasn't selling here or didn't sell here before it sold overseas. So global shipping is really easy. I held off for a long time because I was afraid of it. One of the easiest things you can do to increase your business once you get the ball rolling a little bit. And the last one that I want to talk about is one that you may not even realize is a thing. I had no idea that there was a community of people doing what Melody and I were doing. We really thought we invented this, that, hey, we're selling some stuff on eBay. Why don't we make sure we list a lot every day? And I came home one day and Melody had discovered on YouTube other resellers, just like you're watching me. And on Instagram and on YouTube, there's this community of people doing what you want to do, doing what I do. If you're a part of this community, you don't have to make every mistake on your own. You have other people that can help guide you. You've got people that you can ask questions to. And there's going to be questions because it's a business. Being a part of the community for me has been absolutely enriching. And I didn't even get involved until I already had a thriving business. And I still learn every day, not just from the people with 100,000 subscribers on YouTube or the people with 10,000 subscribers on Instagram. Sometimes it's the guy you've never heard of but they know how to ship postcards, or they have sold a ton of jerseys. There are people in the community doing exactly what you want to do. And if you immerse yourself in that where they know you, they're going to be a ton of help to you. And it won't be long at all before you find out that you're a ton of help to somebody else. These are some of the things that I wish I had known when we were getting started. None of them are earth-shattering. And sometimes I wonder should I make a video like this, or is it too simple? But I'm building most of the recommendations off the mistakes that I made. So I hope that if I've made this mistake, or I learned something and it took me a while, that maybe if I share it, there's somebody else out there not even realizing that they didn't know the answer to that question, just like me. And so my hope is, as part of this whole beginner series that I've been doing on YouTube, is that somebody out there finds this useful. That somebody out there is like, oh, that's great information. As always, don't hesitate to shoot me a question on Instagram. I'll do my very best to answer all of them that I see. Comment down below. I do a really good job of answering all of those as well. And if not, I've got a great community around me, and one of the people that shares this community with me might be able to answer you. But we're here to help. I really genuinely want to help. If you find what I'm doing beneficial to you, if you think that I can be helpful, do me a favor, give me that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you hit the bell notification, you won't miss what we're doing. We've got other great videos coming out. I know I've got a shipping video coming out. I've got an inventory management video coming out. I appreciate you tuning in. I love what we get to do. I love this as a job. I hope that you will too, and I hope that you will find it within yourself to come back for another visit. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.